Welcome back to Man the Helm. Today we are heading back to Threads to have some of my questions answered by you. Today's question that was posed was, guitarist, how much of an influence does the name on the headstock have for you? Now, a little context for me, I've never been the type to really care if it plays good, it is good. If it sounds good, it is good. That's the ethos that I've always kind of gone with. Now, that being said, I do have that brand loyalty for a handful of things. Anybody that knows me knows I love Wampler pedals. I think they make great stuff, but at the end of the day, they're awesome. And if I found something else that is equally or if not better, I would have no issue. It's like I'm not going to be loyal to a brand just because I really enjoy the product. I'm looking for stuff that I like to play, that inspires me to play. And I was kind of curious what everybody else kind of thought about this. So first we have from Main A, Eric, none. If it plays, it stays. I can't agree with that sentiment anymore. It really is one of those things that, like I said in the beginning, it's just like, man, if it inspires me to play, if it inspires me to want to write something, if it inspires a different style of playing, dude, I want it. Next we have up from Orange Frampton. Influence for what? Question mark. In terms of spending $1,000, I need a name I know on the headstock. If it's $1, no influence at all. I can agree with this sentiment as well. It's kind of like one of those things where if you're spending a lot of money, you kind of want to have something that you can recognize to it. You have a quality that you know is going to be there. But at the same time, I kind of disagree with it too, because that same sentiment. If it plays good, I don't really care what the name on the headstock is. If it inspires me, that's what I'm looking at, man. I've never worried about that. And even if it does have, one of the big 3 or 4, whatever brand names on it, if it plays good, I don't care if it's a Gibson, if it's a Fender, if it's a Gretsch, if it's a PRS, if it's a Jet, if it's an Ibanez. If it inspires me and it feels comfortable, that's what I want. Paying the money, I feel like I'm paying the money for the things I just listed. If I'm paying a lot of money and it's a guitar that I'm going to have and it's going to inspire me to crank out tunes, the cost is what it is. It's relative. Next up we have from Rock and Roll 00. A name is just a name. Quality is what I look for. I don't actually care what the brand is. That's one of those things. I remember working at a big box shop in Indy, Sam Ash, and I remember when the brand that shall not be named, which I guess I kind of already did. You guys will know what I'm talking about. Their quality just went down the drain. And at the end of the day, man, it just is what it is. You can chalk it up to a multitude of different issues, what they did with that business and the different, quality they had with it and all that. But if the quality is not there, I don't care. At that point in time, it wasn't good enough. Next we have from Matthew Briggs Guitar. Just a little, only because I have preferences for certain brands. But if it plays well and if it's in my budget, I don't care whose it is. See, that's kind of what I was talking about too. I do have preferences. I think we all have a bias, especially in this world of music and gear. We're drawn to certain things. We want to have the next newest, greatest thing from a brand that we really trust and we care about. I know that's same for me with Wampler pedals. I am biased towards them, and I do like a lot of their stuff. I don't like all of their stuff, but a lot of their stuff is top-notch quality, and I know what I'm getting by the name. So the name, I guess, is important to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, like I said, I feel like a broken record at this point. If it plays, it stays. That's probably one of the best quotes I've gotten out of, questions on threads that I've asked. And last but not least, we have from Guitar Dads Podcast. If you guys haven't checked out the Guitar Dads, I'll have them linked somewhere down below. You can check them out. Super awesome dudes. Great podcast. Check them out. We hate to admit it, but sometimes we play with our eyes, but a good guitar is a good guitar. We do play with our eyes. Guitar players definitely play with their eyes. That has been abundantly clear in multiple different cases where we're worried about the tone of certain green pedals, you know what I mean? And how this one is so much better than this one because of this, that, and the other. Or this one is so much better than that because of, you know, whatever. At the end of the day, if it's something you enjoy, if it's something that you love, if it's something that inspires you to play, do not worry about what other people think about it. Dude, I've gotten on stage and played Harley Benton guitars, and people have been like, whoa, man, that was a cool guitar. Man, you guys sounded great. That guitar sounded great. What is it? And I say the name, and they're like, oh. So we did a 180-degree flip in our mind right when we learned what the name of the guitar was. That's ridiculous. Well, that's going to do it for today's Threads Q&A. If you would like to follow me on Threads, possibly get on, next Threads Q&A if you answer some questions for me. Go ahead and follow me over on Threads. Subscribe if you like this kind of content here on YouTube, and we will check you guys on the next video.